Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this Friday morning. Got a great show, some very special guests here in the studio. But first, our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. High today, 86, low 77, but the water temperature skyrocketed from 88 all the way up to 89. So it is really warm out there. If you want to go swimming, August is the time of the year to go swimming in the Gulf of Mexico. I've been the last couple of weekends. It's just awesome out there. I just love doing it. The undertow hasn't been too bad. It's just been, water's been real clear. And I've been down at the Cape mainly doing it, but I know up here off the beaches here out of schooners and all, it's been good. Let's go ahead and move to take a look at our tides for the day, brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn and Funeral Home and Cemetery. Looking on the screen there, high tide at 12:22 and a low tide at 9:14, and today is August the 5th, and we've got decent tides, okay? Let's look at our river readings. Our river readings brought to us by Watson's Landing Marina and Dry Storage. The Apalachicola of Bluntstown is level off. It's reading a 2.4. But at Choctawhatchee at Caryville now, it's getting on up there. We talked about this yesterday. For the weekend river readings for Choctawhatchee, you're going to have some rising water. If you like to fish them, water moving up, it's your weekend to do it. It's reading right now this morning at a 6.2. It's going to get on up there tomorrow morning at about 7 foot. So the Choctawhatchee is going up, but Apalachicola is going to stay level for the weekend, okay? Marine forecast for today, west-southwest about 10-15, got a 40% chance of rain. And on this segment too on Friday, let's go and do our fishing game times for today. Brought to us by Barron's Barbecue Shrimp Marinade, 2:43 to 4:43 this morning. I think most of us missed that, but this afternoon we're looking at 3:05 to 5:05. An excellent time. Tell your boss you want to get off early on Friday afternoon so you can go do some outdoor stuff, okay? Let's take a break. We'll be right back with our guest. All right, welcome back, folks. Welcome to our guests this morning. Two of my favorite ladies I've known for a long time, Melinda J. Stevenson and Ruth Corley.
Yes.
Welcome
Good morning.
Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having us.
Listen, I know we're going to talk about some outdoor, some riding and all, but before we get there, y'all remember Ruth Corley? She was on TV a good while back. It wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
And works full-time at the Sheriff's Department and as a information director.
Yes, public information is what I do.
Melinda J., we go way back because I taught Melinda J. way back. I coached her daughter, but Melinda J. teaches full-time at FSU here in Panama City. So tell us a little bit more about yourself. Melinda, we'll start with you.
Well, I am teaching creative writing classes at Florida State Panama City, and it's pretty exciting because I know Winston is a wonderful writer, and he has a book, the full box that is really what we call narrative nonfiction. But Winston is working on turning that narrative nonfiction into a fiction book.
Yeah, but you've already done this, and that's why we're here.
So well, let me just give a little thing here. If you are interested in turning your family stories into fiction, at Florida State Panama City, we offer a creative writing class. I'll be offering it in the spring. And if you're retired, you get to take that a class for free. So something to think about, and you can talk to Winston about that more later.
I get to hang out with these girls, these ladies, once a year at Books Alive for the whole weekend, and they're both really good writers. Don't let them kid you; they can write. And of course, she teaches it, and Ruth has written some really good stuff.
I have been busy writing for years.
And your genre is because you're
mystery.
Yeah, because you're around
speculative fiction, all the crime. I've written some crime stories. Had that one published.
And very real and very funny. She doesn't just write crime. She writes. It's hilarious. She bases it on some real people that perhaps she's met.
Just little bits and pieces from real people and putting it together. So at some point I'll be on your show talking about my book. But it's a real honor to be here today. I've known Melinda for several years, and we work together. Every 2 weeks we meet and we do our writers group. And so it's been a real privilege to see this novel progress, and then she has taken it even further, doing editing, working with other writers and other groups, and wow, I just love the fact that in this book, because I love mystery, right? She took a mystery in her family, secrets in her family, and dug them out and unearthed this most incredibly inspiring story, Annie Laura's Triumph, which comes out September 1st.
Yeah, and what's cool about it is it takes place here in the Panhandle.
Yes.
And your family been in the Panhandle how long?
Well, since 1830.
1830
in Mariana, and a little bit later than that in Shipley. So.
And we have some awesome pictures, but up here in Southport and Shipley and all, and you say, what are these ladies doing outdoor show? Well, it's because the outdoors is how they survived.
Exactly right.
And plays quite a large role in the book.
Right.
The farming, the hunting, the fishing.
Yeah.
So many of the people are doing that to survive, because some of them were not wealthy. They were, just barely making it.
Yeah.
Right.
And how long have you worked on it?
Well, this book, I probably worked on this book for about 3 years before. And publication is a long and involved process. So even though I wrote the book, I finished it probably 3 years ago, but it takes that long to get it published. So yeah, so it's the publication process. You know, you submit it and you hope somebody's going to buy it, and then if you're so lucky as somebody buys it, then it takes another year of editing, and then after they've edited it for a year, then they put it to the publication, and so the book finally comes out September the 1st.
So how long ago did you hear the first secret about your great-grandmother?
Right.
That actually started this process.
So my family, I have a family of storytellers, and so I've heard stories my entire life, and some of the stories were good and some of the stories were bad, but one of the stories that was never told was the story of my great-grandmother. Who was my great-grandmother? I knew who my great-grandfather was, but not my great-grandmother. And so through a series of events, I finally discovered who my great-grandmother was, and that's who this story is based on. But my favorite character right now today for this show is my grandfather, and he figures prominently in this book. And my grandfather, his parents died whenever he was 2 years old. And so whenever he was raised by his aunt, and by the time he was in 5th grade, his aunt didn't have enough money to take care of him, and so he had to go out and work on his own. So starting in 5th grade, 9 years old, my grandfather had to, he absolutely supported himself. And so my grandparents got married whenever they were 15, and there's a picture, I have a picture here of that, and their horse and buggy at 15. But my grandfather worked very hard, and then when he was 44, he had a heart attack. But whenever he came back from that heart attack, he said, I'm going to spend the rest of my life hunting and fishing. And that's what he did. He hunted and fished for the rest of his life, and he lived until he was 90 years old. So, I think that's excellent advice.
We rest our case. There it is. We talked about it all the time, and it's living proof right here.
Here it is.
I think that I have been so impressed with the resilience, the strength of the people that from 1915 had no air conditioning. Okay, we're going through this heat wave here in Bay County. They live just about 100 miles away, and they wore the long sleeves.
Well, I was reading last night. I was doing some research on y'all coming. I was reading a little piece you wrote that you put on there about the ladies wearing all that stuff.
Oh,
Can you imagine?
Oh, yes.
Long sleeves, up to here,
Corsets.
3 layers, and I mean. Seriously.
Torture devices.
But even the men, like in this picture of my great-granddaddy, this is early fall, right? Because it's deer.
Yeah.
I guess they didn't really have deer season, though.
Well, back then they
probably
had
was
seasons.
There was no season.
They could hunt whenever they were hungry, I guess.
That's exactly what they did.
Look how tough. Okay, he's carrying a deer over each shoulder. One deer here and one deer here, and his gun, and he's all dressed up, with the hat and the whole thing, and he's just carrying him out of the woods.
There you go. All right, we're going to have to take a quick break. We got some more cool pictures to show you. Take a quick break. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back, folks. Usually I have some old ugly fishermen here. Now, I got 2 pretty ladies this morning, and we're glad to have y'all. Melinda J. Stevenson and Ruth Corley, no strangers. Most of y'all know these ladies, and hardworking ladies in the community, and very creative and all. So we've got a book coming out.
Melinda J's book is coming out, Annie Laura's Triumph, which is the story of unearthing the secrets of her family. Annie Laura's Triumph, really, and it is a triumph. It's such an inspiring story. A lot of stories that people read, they don't end, they maybe end like real life, which doesn't always have a good ending, but this story does. You have kind of fictionalized what you've been able to find out doing genealogical research about who your great-grandmother was and why no one ever talked about her. What was the secret? And it really was, she was punished for, I guess you could say, a sin she didn't commit.
Correct.
In one of those kind of situations because of the cultural norms of the time and society and so forth. So it's been great and inspiring to me to be a part of the small portion, very small part of helping you to edit this and then to get the word out about it. It's coming out soon.
It is September the 1st, and the book would not be what it is if Ruth had not been a great editor. Ruth has been a wonderful editor for this book.
One of many that helped you.
It takes a community to write a book. I mean, that's the way it goes. It
takes a small village.
Lots of editors.
I love this setup right here because this is sort of how I did mine. You just have a loose leaf notebook. You put stuff in here, and
kind of what they send you first.
That's the.
This is what you get.
That's the
before you know
before
the
release.
actual book.
Yeah, we have it.
Yeah. But this is the cover.
Yeah, that's the
what
cover.
It'll look like, and you can order it now. They can pre-order this Friday, today, and you can order on Amazon.
Amazon, and you can order from Barnes & Noble and any independent bookseller. So that's all available.
Well, we're proud of you as a community and proud of you as someone known you since you were a teenager. And coach, her daughter ran track for me, folks. She had one of the biggest smiles. You just told a quick story. People appreciate this. She would run distance, and she would work so hard. She always had this biggest smile. And then you as a mom.
Oh my gosh, I would watch her come in and I would just start bawling, crying because she ran with such heart. Yeah. I mean, she wasn't winning the race, but she ran with a lot of heart.
She was special. And today she is?
She is a scientist. She has a master's degree in biochemistry and molecular biology, and she works for a pharmaceutical company. So she's done very well, and she's not a writer or not an English person.
Different mindset.
That's right, totally different mindset. It's a wonderful thing.
Next time she's in town, I want her to come on the show. Okay, I'm serious. I just love her to come on.
Oh, how sweet.
Okay, let's get back to the book now.
Okay.
Some more pictures.
So this is a picture that I dearly love because this is a hunting and fishing show. And my family, all the men in my family are big hunters and fishermen. But this is a picture of my mother whenever she was 4 years old. And she's got a big old, what kind of gun is this?
That looks like a Winchester lever action, okay? Folks, look, this is your mom?
This is my mom in 1930, whenever she was 4 years
old. Holding the gun.
Holding the gun. And she has the dog, that's my granddaddy's favorite hunting dog, but he was such a great dog that he would let mom dress him up in like dog clothes. So mother has great stories about that. But my grandfather he had a rough life, and one of the things that happened, and one of the ways that I started writing this book is I found a letter that my grandfather had written to my grandmother, and it was set in probably maybe 1913. And the letter just broke my heart because he was working at a lumber camp and he wanted to come home. And when I read the letter, I thought, well, why did he just come home? I mean, that makes sense. But then I did some research later on about peonage labor. And what would happen is these young boys who didn't have family would go work for these lumber camps, and the bosses would keep them sort of enslaved. They would charge them for their food and charge them for their board, and they would never really let them go because they said they'd never paid all their money. And I don't know that that actually happened to my grandfather, but in my story, my grandfather doesn't show up for the wedding day, and so my great-grandmother goes on a search to find him, and she finds him in one of these labor camps. And a part of the tension of the novel is she's trying to get him out, and so is she able to rescue him or not? But I have a picture here of this, and we were talking about this. Yes. A lot of our grandparents worked on these labor in these lumber camps.
And what I noticed about this picture, now what she was talking about, those camps and all, I've done some research on that too, and they were throughout the southeast, mainly in Alabama and Florida, where those lumber camps come in, and they charge you, like you said, $1 for a package of crackers or whatever. And you could never get, especially young guys and all, it was awful. And so you're going to write about some of this.
Yes.
And what's great about this picture, it shows, look at the pine tree, I always look at the woods. And these woods, this is before planted pines. This is natural pictures here, even a picture before with a mother with the pine trees behind her. You see, there's no rows of pine trees. This is what it was in those days.
They don't grow in rows naturally.
They don't naturally grow.
That's all we know.
But you see the oxen and all, and how they had to bring big old trees out of there, drag them out.
I mean, that tree is as big as this guy. Yeah. I mean, if you look at the big old pine tree, it's
the diameter
it's huge.
Enormous.
Yeah.
So.
And your other picture there, now that's a cool one too.
Well, this is my granddaddy while he was still working before he hunted and fished.
That's the story.
rest of his life.
He owned Stewart's grocery store, and it was on Harrison Avenue and 8th Street. And he started the store on Masalina Bayou on a boat dock. And so the people who lived all around Masalina Bayou would come up on their boats, buy their groceries, and go back out to their homes. But my grandmother got really mad at him because there were rats on Masalina Bayou. And so they were living, of course, the store and their home were like the same building. And once she had a baby and she found and saw those rats, she said, that's the end of this. And so she talked him into building this store on Harrison Avenue.
Which that little dirt road.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow, what a great picture.
Yeah.
Look at that child.
Yeah.
That's my mother.
That's your mother. Oh, my goodness.
Well, what's cool, on this show, we're talking about real people doing real things in the outdoors. This is real people. This is a real mom who, that baby's not going to be around this kind of stuff. So what she did, she told her husband, we're going to move.
That's right.
And that goes on, that's real life stuff.
That's right.
And you've been able to reflect it in this novel.
Oh, yeah. And a little sidebar, we have figured out, Melinda and I, that we actually are related.
No way.
Through my husband, because my husband has got to be related, having been, my husband's family, part of his family, one half his family is from Washington County, so we know we now are related somehow.
I could see the characteristics. Seriously, y'all are talkative, outgoing, and so I can see that. And writing a book is an awesome accomplishment, and I'm so proud of you. We had Lavelle Pitts come on a while back with his book, and all.
That's
We try to promote this, and if you do stuff like this, we're just proud of you, and I'm just tickled pink. I can't wait to read it.
Well, I hope that the audience feels the same way. If you're from this area, have relatives that are from this area, friends that are from this area, this book is a good gift for them. It's a good gift idea. They may find you related to you, too.
You get a real glimpse back in those days about the outdoors.
Yes, right, exactly.
Okay, so that's wonderful. Thank y'all for coming on.
Thank you so much for letting us be here.
Okay, and before y'all leave, though, you got to do some work.
Okay,
we got to draw some names. Okay, this is Friday. Every Friday we draw names. I'm going to let you draw one.
Okay.
And then Melinda's going to draw one.
Right.
The first one will be, of course, and if they don't draw your name, you can call them up and ask them out. They take full responsibility.
I'm going to dig deep. Okay.
$20 gift certificate of Tarpon Dock Seafood.
Oh, man, I can put my name in this.
Whoa.
Ruth Corley. No. Brandon Cutchins, congratulations. You got that coming up. I know
Congratulations,
y'all watching the show this morning. And now you're
turn.
going to draw for a big red snapper.
Oh, okay.
Big
All right,
red.
let me get way down here.
Okay, I draw.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Down here. Okay, let's see. Here it is. And it is,
Jean Bigger from Deer Point Lake. Jean. Okay, so
You
we have
lucky lady.
we're having probably shrimp right here for the weekend, and probably fried fish and all.
So people are going to have a good time this weekend.
That's right. My phone number 819-5548 if you want to invite me over. No, just kidding. Thank y'all so much.
thank you so much for having
And I'll
us.
see y'all
Appreciate
soon.
you.
That's right,
Yes,
sounds good.
you
Thank
will.
you.
All right, folks, we're going to take a break and come back with our famous Friday fishing forecast. Okay, welcome back and welcome to the famous Friday fishing forecast. Let's get on it. We don't have a lot of time, but first of all, let's look at this picture. I love these pictures of these kids. This coming from Carabel. We're going to talk about that quickly. This is Emily Warren. Look at the shark. Look at that. Caught it in the bay. That big old smile. Emily Warren. In fact, I have another picture of it. Look at here. She and her dad. She's proud of that right there. Look at there. Shark fishing. Okay, down in Carabel. Caught in the bay there. And the thing about it is, a lot of shark are being caught. So we're going to get to Seaquarter Marina. I'm leaving pretty soon after the show. Be down there. Got a big captain's meeting tonight. And I'm not going to eat anything all day because that big shrimp boil they have is something else. So I'm going to be chowing down tonight, but we'll be fishing in Seaquarter's the King Mackerel Tournament tomorrow and Sunday. And it's going to be, again, we'll talk about having some great video coming in. But if you get a chance to get down there, watch it weigh in each day is really good, okay? The big thing, though, is to catch a big king mackerel, but the biggest thing of that money goes to leukemia research. All right, let's move along. Shark. I had a shark right now, and ironically got to show the picture of it. A lot of folks are shark fishing now. Great time of year to catch shark. It is an awesome time. August, I've seen shark pictures a lot already. August is a good month. The water is so warm. Brought a lot of bait fish in close to shore, and those sharks are right up there at about Enid Beach, Cape San Blas, at a pier, Carabel and the bays and all. A lot of sharks are out, okay? So if you want to shark fish, this time do it. Also got some good pictures of the tuna being caught offshore, okay? And again, a lot of us don't get to go there. I have a big tuna trip set up with some guys. We're going to Louisiana in September on my first ever tuna fishing trip. I'm looking at Nat Harris and some of those guys. They've been planning this a year now, and so I'm going along as a guest, and we're going to have some great video and some great food. Let's move on over to Mexico Beach. Again, they're catching kings off the buoy line of Mexico Beach and off the car bodies. Live baits, a bigger structure. That's exactly how we're going to fish this weekend. Now, if you want to fish carabel, and I will tell you, call me today. I'll tell you exactly where we're going to be. All right. I do have a 40-pound cobia that was caught off of a wreck this past week. All right. The voodoo shrimp has been really good in the bay. In Choctachi Bay, the voodoo shrimp are doing well over there. Here in Panama City, the San Andreas Bay system, some flounder being caught. Again, the Spanish catching. They're making a living. The guys are making a living catching some Spanish and some blues. Okay. If you want to have fun, though, if you want to have fun, you go over to Crooked Island Sound and just do some kayak fishing if you can. And this past week, let me tell you, my grandkids have been here. Mason and I have done some good fishing on the bay and off the dock. We've done some kayak fishing, and we fished off our dock. The best fun a kid can have is catching those ladyfish, what we call the poor man's tarpon. I mean, when they come out of the water, they're awesome. So ladyfish are all throughout the bay system now. There's some Spanish mackerel out there. We've caught some trout. Again, guess what size they are? They are 13 to 14-inch trout. We just have a bunch of them all through the bay. But we've caught them in the morning, and we've caught them in the middle of the day, and we've caught them late afternoon. So the fishing has been good, but it hasn't been outstanding. But it's taking a kid out just doing what we call trash fishing is fun. I don't call it trash fishing anymore. It's still exciting. Okay, over here in Apalachicola Bay, the triple tail. All summer long, triple tail has been good. I don't talk a lot about a triple tail. I just feel like it can be overfished really, really quick. So I'm very careful on triple tail fishing. If I catch two or three or four, we'll keep one and release the others, okay? If you're going to fish this weekend, freshwater fishing has been really good. The Choctachi River is rising. The Apalachicola River system is staying flat. So I've got some really good pictures from the Apalachicola River system. All right, what else did I write down? The drum bite at Lynn Haven Bridge. You saw the pictures this week. The drum bite has been outstanding. You go to Panama City fishing or anywhere like that, you see people bringing in drum every day. So we're going to wrap it up. We've run out of time, but I hope you enjoyed today's show. Really enjoyed doing it. Got a good fish report, had some great guests, and next week we've got some really special guests coming. You're going to really enjoy it next week. Already lined up some really good stuff. You'll have a good weekend. Have a good day today. Do something good for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.